Hey guys, Jerry Berg, the Poor Historian here, and I wanted to go over a topic with you before I actually sold the sword that it's relevant to. So this topic is something I've touched on before, but I've wanted to make an updated video on it for a while now, and that's the concept of the India Saber, or India sword as it's frequently called. These are the kind of inexpensive mass-produced swords that are frequently produced by India for the tourism trade and apparently also for ceremonial wedding usage in India. So that's what these swords are about. They're actually very popular among American reenactors of the Victorian era, specifically one of the three varieties, because they look similar to a Victorian era officer's sword. So very quickly, the three styles of India Saber sword that there are, at least that I've encountered, are European hilt style, Tulwar hilt style, and animal head hilt style, which I previously called lion head or horse head in the past. So the topic of this video is the varying quality of these India sabers and India swords. So the only ones that I have, I don't have multiple Tulwar style, so this one will be not used for this one. I've got two different animal head, and I've got two different European head hilt sword. So starting with the European ones, these are varying in quality quite a lot. Specifically, this is one of the highest quality ones I've ever encountered. I talked about it a bit before. It has a very thick knuckle guard here. The metal itself is solid. It weighs a lot. It's very nice. And the hilt is covered in what is definitely not leather, though I'm sure it claims to be, with wire wrapping. There's a few other benefits of it, but I don't want to get into the details of it in this video, just because it's about comparison and not about quality. This is my other European style one. This one's a little bit older. It does have a much more noticeably fake material over the hilt here. It also has much thinner metal. I've actually seen even thinner metal than this being used, but I got rid of that. And it also weighs almost nothing compared to the other one, which weighed, it felt like a good solid sword. This one also has some weird stuff. You can kind of see the hilt is not attached to the sword very well, and it very likely could be because this nut has been rusted or welded shut. I'm not sure. No matter how much force I put into it, it's not coming off. But nonetheless, it does have some variations too. One thing that is cool is that the blue color on the hilt matches the blue velvet, which I'm 100% sure is polyester, on the scabbard here. You can also see that the ribbon that is attached to it is coming off. I really don't even care about these scabbards, so I'm not too worried about making it look pretty. I just hang the swords up. But it's cool because the coloration matches, which is very cool for using them, for example, in wedding ceremonies if you have a blue theme or whatever. Honestly, I'm not going to claim to know the first thing about traditional Indian subcontinental weddings. So, but it is neat. Always the scabbard is such low quality on these, whereas the other one, the black grip, matches the black scabbard. Kind of cool. The next style is the horse head, or the lion head, or the animal head, as I'm going to start referring them to, style hilt. And here's what I've got for you. This one here is your traditional low-quality animal head. I believe they frequently refer to it as a horse head. See if I can get some light in there so you can see the details. Though sometimes this doesn't look like a horse, sometimes it looks like a lion or is referred to as a lion. Whatever, it's pretty stylized. So, let's hold this one up. Let me pull out the other one, which you have seen before if you've seen my older videos. This one. This one is definitely a lion's head. Has the whiskers and the mane in there. The other thing that you might notice is the crossguard is pretty unique. It actually fits into the scabbard with this little thing, which is way different than these. This is very light. It has a fake feel to it, as if the metal was some aluminum alloy. Very light, whereas this has a nice, heavy, solid feel. Of course, the weird thing, and you'll see this frequently, is I have a big hand, but this is a pretty small grip right here that I can only get 3 fingers in. Also, they all have the etching. They all have made in India. You can't see it there. etched on there somewhere. It's different. The etching varies. The made in India varies. But the quality does too. As you can see with the European head and the horse head or lion head style, the quality varies a lot. The identifying characteristic on almost every India sword is that they all have a nut on the top. I don't know if the Talwar does. Yep, Talwar sword does too. They all have this little rounded nut on the top, which frequently gets replaced with a flat nut like on this one. So that is an identifying characteristics. Now these India swords, I should clarify, are never good for combat. You should never use them in combat. However, automatically assuming that they are the lowest of the low quality is not really the best assumption to make when they do have some very detailed work that goes into them. That's it. Just a short video. Keep up on it, you guys. If you've had experience with the India sword, please share it in the comments too. Other than that, till next time.